we all were raised together. We're like family members. We support one another. The goal has always been to be a servant of my community. Basketball has always been a passion of mine since elementary school. Coach Angel, he was like one of the first persons to put a basketball in my hand. These kids are so privileged nowadays. We had none of that, but we lived an amazing life and we took full advantage of our college experience.
Meet Will Escarment, a pioneer of North Miami Senior High School. His journey reflects the spirit of an entire community. As he recalls the transformations of North Miami, its streets, its people, and its schools, we are reminded of the power of history, legacy, and the responsibility to inspire the next generation. This is more than just a story. It is a living connection between the past and the present.
Do you see yourself getting into politics?
Yeah, I do. Falling deeper in that and learning about where my family come from, it really put a sense of purpose in me.
When someone hears Escarment, what should be the first thing that comes to their mind?
Serving the community, 110%. That's what we are.
Welcome to Jules Legacy Enterprise Productions, where story connects generations. A conversation with a pioneer, a segment that celebrates the life and journey of North Miami Senior High School pioneers by bridging the past and the present to inspire the future. Behind every name there is a story, the Escarments. Their name run deep into politics. Madeira Escarment ran for office as a city of North Miami mayor. Peachy Escarment ran for commissioner in Miami Gardens. Currently, we have Dinah Escarment running as state representative in the state of Florida. Will Escarment, born in Miami, class of 99, he is the founder and president of the Alumni Association at North Miami. It is with honor and pleasure to have him here. Will, do you see yourself getting into politics?
Man, we just had this conversation yesterday, actually. Yeah, I do. As you mentioned, my Diana's father, Modia Escarment, was very instrumental.
Of course.
In setting the cornerstone in our family. I didn't realize the lineage that my family held, even upon graduating high school, And I think just falling deeper in that and learning about, where my family come from, what they stand for, it really put a sense of purpose in me. So, yeah, I can see it happening. I mean, it's in me. It's in the DNA. I can't avoid it, to be honest with you.
So my next question would come when someone hears Escarment, what should resonate or what should be the first thing that comes to their mind?
Servant of the community. That's what we are. We love hard, and at the end of the day, it's just more so geared on putting yourself last, being selfless at the end of the day. So for us, we believe in serving the community 110%.
Nice. So you were born here in Miami.
Yep.
And you attended, which elementary you went to?
Gratney Elementary, but prior to that, my parents, I was born in Jackson Hospital.
Of course.
Born in the Little Haiti area.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like every family.
I heard that.
Like every family. So my mom and dad divorced when I was about 9. And we migrated to North Miami. So Toussaint L'Ouverture is my stomping grounds.
Yes.
And then I went to Gratney Elementary.
And then North Miami Middle.
North Miami Senior High School.
Yesterday was having a conversation. You mentioned that you started North Miami Middle ended at what grade?
So North Miami Middle back then was 7th grade and 9th grade. 7th grade through 9th grade. So high school didn't start until 10th grade.
Okay. So you started 10th.
Yeah, 10th grade.
10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yeah.
All right. So what are some of the things that you're doing now? Now that you graduated and it's been years, what are some of the things that you're doing now to give back to the community?
So from an academic standpoint, let me go back if you don't mind.
Of course.
Academic standpoint, so I hold a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And I hold a master's degree in management with a concentration in leadership.
Okay.
And currently, I'm pursuing my PhD at Nova Southeastern University.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So from a community standpoint, the goal has always been to, again, be a servant of my community. When I say we do, I mean the board itself. We do a lot of community engagement events. We try to do brunch, at least that's the goal, the concept.
Right.
With the board has always been in existence, so to speak. And what I mean by that...
When you mean board, you talking about the association?
The association.
Okay. All
right? It's always been established, so to speak, because we all were raised together. We're like family members.
Of course.
We would break bread at each other's houses. Our kids know each other, things of that nature. So creating it was just a formality and putting a name on it because again, we support one another. One of the goals of the association is to also support Black businesses, right?
Okay.
A lot of our peers have their own businesses. So let's say we have an alumni who says, hey, I got a food truck. And we support that food truck. Hey, I'm doing a birthday party. Hey, we all going and supporting their birthday party. But again, that was something we always did. So putting a name on it, the North Miami Senior High School Alumni Association, is just a formality.
I got you. So it's been in place.
It's been a thing. It's been a thing. We've all grew up together. So
Facts.
It was just like, yo, let's just really make it legit. But yeah, it was always a part of us.
So let's go back and talk a little bit about your high school, because yesterday I found out you played ball.
Yeah.
So I didn't know you played basketball.
Yeah.
How long did you play basketball for?
We can still go out and play with man.
Nah.
We can prove it. We can prove it if you want to. But yeah, man, basketball has always been a passion of mine since elementary school, Gratney. Shout out to Coach Angel. He was like one of the first persons at Gratney Elementary who put a basketball in my hand. I also played in the band. I played trombone and baritone. And I ran track. I ran 4x100 and I ran the distance.
Oh, nice.
But basketball, once that basketball was put in my hand, it was just like,
you fell in love with it.
Fell in love with it immediately. And I used to play right here, not too far from on Top Lot, which is right here on 125th Street in Northeast 2nd Ave. That court with the one rim.
They renovated that Top Lot now.
It looks very nice.
Man,
now.
we used to be there from sun up to sundown.
But the good thing now is they actually kept the one hoop there.
Yeah,
they didn't double it up and they just kept that one hoop.
And now it's a blue top.
Of course.
So now I feel cheated because I'm just like, man, what was the style back then? But yeah, basketball has always been a thing of mine. Shout out to Coach Carney, Coach Stewart, my high school basketball coach, Coach Davis, my middle school basketball coach. But yeah, man, it was something that I took very serious. Even when I got to high school, I got a partial scholarship at Tallahassee Community College. Ended up playing at FSU. When I left FSU, I actually played semi-pro in Marietta, Georgia.
Oh, nice.
I played semi-pro for 2 years.
Right, yep. Nice. Yesterday, you told me a story how you lost to Jim Jones.
James Jones.
James Jones?
Yeah,
James Jones?
Yeah, man, that still hurts. We talking about 1998, and we had one of the best high school teams. We had Kenny Trotman.
In 98?
In 98. In 98, we had one of the best high school teams. We had Kenny Trotman, who ended up playing at FSU as well, standout shooting guard. We had Paulo Munford, who ended up going to Palm Beach. We had Pascal Eugene. We had Steve Josu, who ended up playing. He was a two-way player. He played football and basketball. He ended up getting drafted by the Green Bay Packers and played in the NFL for many years. We had Bonell Colas, who ended up graduating from North Miami and got a full scholarship at the University of Florida. So he played with the Udonis Haslams. He played with the Joe Kim Noahs and things of that nature. Who else? And we had Lorenzo Norris, standout shooting guard, who was born and raised in Overtown. We had Joubert Pierre, who ended up graduating and getting a scholarship, academic scholarship at FIU, and now he owns one of the biggest electric companies in South Florida called Metro Electric. So standout players.
How was FSU?
FSU was amazing, man. I would not take back my years in Tallahassee. Being that there's 3 dominant colleges in Tallahassee, with FSU, FAMU, and TCC. A lot of people don't know that TCC is one of the #1 community colleges in the nation. When I was there.
Okay, so
when I was there.
Now I'm thinking it'd be Miami. I think it'd be Miami-Dade, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, listen,
Miami-Dade's
popular, but back then, Tallahassee Community College was by far the most popular community colleges in the nation, primarily because of the other 2 colleges that are in Tallahassee, Florida. You think about it, it's with that large group of people and the demographic, it was so diverse. So if you couldn't get into the other 2 schools, your next best bet was Tallahassee Community College. So, yeah.
So you mentioned you played Division I at FSU. So what's the day in the life as a D1 athlete?
So D1 athlete, man, it's amazing. A lot of fun. Like the year that I got there, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Peter Warwick. Peter Warwick was a standout receiver at FSU, who ended up like almost winning a Heisman, I'm not sure if he may have won the Heisman.
Or like a runner-up?
No, all runner-up.
Okay.
Peter Ward, P-Dove was that guy. You hear me? And it was just electric, man. It was a culture shock for me, to be honest with you, to see how like the college life in the bright lights, to come from North Miami and to see all that. You seeing Hall of Fame players come back. You know what I'm saying? You seeing coaches. Coach Hamilton, who was my basketball coach, who ended up coming to FSU but leaving University of Miami. So that rivalry just intensified. Every time we ran into those guys. But at the end of the day, man, it was an amazing feeling. Freshmen couldn't have vehicles, so we made do. You know what I'm saying? These kids are so privileged nowadays with social media, cell phones. Man, we had none of that, but we lived an amazing life, and we took full advantage of our college experience.
FSU and FAMU has this beef that's been going, this rival that's been going on for a very long time. What people don't know is that they're right next to each other.
They're right next to each other.
So how would you compare that rivalry to North Miami and North Miami Beach rivalry?
Man, the rivalry between them is like 1A and 1B, but it's a mutual respect, right?
Right.
Because it's each school, in terms of FSU and FAM, they try to son and little bro each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a love-hate relationship. Like for me, I was always on FAMU campus.
Of course.
Friday nights, I was at the set every day.
It's different there, though.
It was just like that's just what it is. Now, for those who don't know, the set is like an open area where the band come out, the fraternities and sororities out there stepping. If you ever seen Drumline, it's low key. It's that environment. Everybody. Pretty girls,
of course.
Culture is prominent there. You see your kind at a high level. It's like black excellence.
Yeah. Right.
But N&B in North Miami, it's like it's the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get a rapper like Briss versus a Billy Blue.
Yeah.
It's homegrown. But at the end of the day, it's like we know that we're the bougie type over here in North Miami, y'all know. And N&B is like, y'all, come on now, y'all,
of course,
y'all not the suburbs.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
I always like to say, N&B are the kids, the rejects who couldn't get into North Miami. That's just how. Listen, we created a space for y'all.
Hey, a lot of time.
We created a space. Now, if you think about it, N&B didn't have much anything. Like we had the sub shop in North Miami.
Hey, you know that sub shop is still there.
Of course. We had Ceci Bon. We had the Armory. We had Angels.
Right.
We had the TGI Friday over there. All N&B ever had was 163rd Street Mall. That's it.
Which is
no
pretty,
excitement.
Which is dead. Which is dead actually right now.
Right. It's always been dead.
I saw something online that says you can't have N&B without NM. You can't.
Absolutely. You can't spell N&B without NM. You can't. You know what I'm saying? So they will forever be our little bros.
So you having to leave, and now you're back in as much as you can here in Miami.
Right.
For those who have left and have not returned back home or have not seen the changes here, how would you describe the changes here that you see in North Miami today? Man,
it's beautiful. Me and the Vice President Rahima, we were riding down 125th yesterday, and we were
completely different.
What is that? I'm pointing out. Well, where did that building come from?
Yeah, right.
They built up a lot,
and I'm just sitting there like in awe because North Miami is the city of progress. At least that's what people has always said. But now you're visually seeing that. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing the changes. My mom has been a resident of North Miami for well over 25 years, and even for her, she's like, I'm not leaving. I don't even live here. I live in Central Florida. But my mom is just like, this is home for me. And because of that is why I continue to come back. And it's important for me to come back because when she decided to migrate from Little Haiti to North Miami, I like to tell people that although I was born in Little Haiti, but North Miami raised me. So it's important for me to come back. But coming back and seeing the changes is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
So now that you live in Central Florida, what inspired you to bring back the Alumni Association?
Just because I moved,
nothing changed.
Nothing changed for me in terms of what's in my heart and knowing where I'm from.
So what is the overall goal and what is the ending goal? Not ending goal, but how do you see the Alumni Association in the next 5 years?
So our bylaws, right? Our bylaws pretty much state that we want to be a servant of the community.
Of course.
The overall goal is to bridge the past and the present.
Correct.
And continue to provide for current students.
Correct.
So for us, it's important to start establish those relationships that we have, meeting folks like yourself and your brother, brainstorming, seeing what we can do in a greater scale, right? So, excuse me. So for us, the Alumni Association was built on being that community servant. People originally just thought it was just for us to do the alumni picnic. No, we have bigger goals. Giving away $2,500 to the kids yesterday at the pep rally was just a fulfilling feeling.
Right.
We were driving home. Every member who attended that, the alumni board members, were like, man, I think I want to change my profession.
Nice.
And just do that on a day-to-day basis. And for me, it's also creating job opportunities in the long run.
Right.
I want to be able to have my peers say, you know what, we just go with this full force and put all our chips in one basket to make a greater impact.
Nice.
So that's what we want to do, man. That's the overall goal of the Alumni Association. Again, we all grew up together. It's no different from what we always done. One of our colleagues or peers needed help with a light bill. We was like, hey, here it is.
Of
know what I'm
course,
saying?
of course.
If they needed something to eat, our doors were always open. Their doors was always open. So this is us bringing that environment and that blueprint to a commercial level,
Nice.
so to speak. You know what I mean?
What are some of the names who's serving on that board?
So I have Rahima Golden, who is our VP. I have Ingrid Bazin, who is a part of our entertainment. I have Jones Pierre, who's a part of our social media platform. John Lord Fields, Dr. Carolyn Prado.
Nice, yes.
Right. I have Caitlin and Lisa Genders, who is our secretary, and we just added our treasurer, Samantha.
If someone wants to connect with you guys and want to make a donation, where should they go?
Yeah, so they can hit us up on Instagram, the NMSH Alumni, or they can also contact me directly or the VP directly.
What are some of the challenges that you had to go through to become the person you are today?
Man, that's such a great question, because my life has been a whirlwind. Despite the stories I've told today, like I've had challenges personally.
What's the biggest challenge you ever had?
The biggest challenge was really wanting to do more for myself. Okay. Sometimes I have to realize that I can't always put people before me. Although I come from a family who served the community.
Correct.
There was a time where academics wasn't a thing for me, believe it or not. I was stuck in a job where I was just comfortable. It paid the bills,
Right.
But I think when I had my son in 2012, I decided to go back to school because for me, I wanted a better life for him.
Nice.
I realized I wasn't just living for myself. So I went back to school in 2012, and from 2012, I've been in school up until now, nonstop. Going from bachelors to masters to grad school, so on and so forth. So right now, I'm on the back end of my dissertation phase, and I'm projected to graduate sometime in February. But writing this dissertation is really like a compilation of my life. So I speak about my struggles. My dissertation is in criminal justice, but specifically with a focus in juvenile justice. So my research is about how can our insight on the restorative justice and diversion programs. For me, I just see a lot of kids getting those 21 days and falling deeper into the juvenile justice system. For me, I want to divert them. Why not create a program where they can come to us and we can mentor them, provide tangible, real life skills, show them how to change a tire, how to cook. What are some of the things they like to do? One thing I've learned with the youth is that you can't pretty much force them. You got to meet them at a median, see what they like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That generation of children, they're totally different. They're not like how our parents was, right? They was like, you're going to be a doctor,
and that's
that.
Yeah.
Right.
So we want to be able to have those dialogues with youth and change the narrative. I'm just tired of seeing our youth fall deeper into the justice system. So I want to be able to create bylaws, create laws, have some family influences that can change the rules and the laws on juvenile arrest and recidivism.
Recidivism. That's what I was going to ask you, because I was going to ask you what your dissertation paper was going to be about. You mentioned as far as youth getting, coming back, going in and out of prison, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the person that we brought on the platform, Nadej Wilson.
Yeah.
Right. She's a nonprofit organization. She started that in her vehicle. Now she has over 30 employees.
Right.
And prior to us coming on, you were speaking about how you guys are related.
Right.
So she has that type of program where she dedicate the time to those youth, because one of the questions I asked her was about the civil citation program.
Right.
So the civil citation program would, for first-time offenders, it would hold that arrest form and give that juvenile another chance.
Right.
But what tends to happen is that child would use that, right, instead of taking that as a blessing, they will fall deeper and deeper and deeper into crime.
Yeah.
But what are some of the contributing factors do you think contribute to these juveniles coming in and out of prison?
Yeah, there's a lot of contributing factors.
Jail, I met.
Yeah, there's a lot of contributing factors, right? So you have their environment, the home is not stable.
Okay.
Drugs, the lack of education.
Right.
Mental health is real within our youth, whether people want to believe it or not. Lack of equitable resources. The list goes on and on. But at the end of the day, one of the reasons why kids tend to go back and forth and fall deeper into the criminal justice system, the juvenile justice system, is because there's no one. Well, I wouldn't say no one, because there are individuals like my cousin who tries to put it out there. But the thing is that we can't just say, okay, you get arrested and we give you this citation pass, and then if you get in trouble again, we send you, to like a detention center. It has to be an ongoing type of process. I understand, and it all depends on the level of the crime, right? But we send them back, and they come out better criminals because they're associating themselves with other criminals.
Criminals inside.
Right? So why not put them in an environment where they're getting help, they're getting the mentorship, they're seeing guys who look just like them, speak the same language, coming from a sincere place and wanting to help them. These kids go into the justice system and they don't see people who genuinely want to help them on a consistent basis.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, I want to be that voice. I want to be that person, because, man, like I said, I've had some challenges, and if it wasn't for officers, resource officers, City of North Miami officers such as Officer Belcher.
He's retired.
Man, I've heard
he's retired,
and he was.
How did you know Belcher?
He did the PAL program. So he was a part of the PAL program. So I was a part of the 500 role models coming up. He put me in a PAL program in terms of having mentorship. You know what I'm saying?
Who was there when you was in PAL? When you were in PAL?
As far as like the older guys?
Yeah, who was as far as the officers
Belcher,
there?
Butler,
Right.
Butler. Those are the only two I remember so far, because they were the one that looked like me.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you speak to Officer Belcher now, he'll remember me because he called me.
He's Chief Belcher.
Yeah.
Because he went on to become Chief in Lauderdale. Yes.
Yeah. So he again, I keep up with these guys, man.
Right.
Like these are people who were instrumental in me becoming the man that I am today, like you said. But Officer Belcher called me Foot. Right, and just quick story, reason why he called me Foot.
This story about to be Foot.
Man, let me tell you.
Why did he call you Foot?
But he'll remember he called me Foot because, man, one day, right, me and my friends had this brilliant idea to rob a kid, right? This kid came to school with a pocket full of money. And we were like, oh, man, like, okay. So we created this elaborate plan to rob him after school. School came, we couldn't find him. The next day, we saw him, but again, we not know, in our minds, he still has the money. Long story short, we got into a physical altercation with the kid, and I ended up, at the end of it, I ended up running. But when I ran, I hit my foot on a huge rock, right? And I didn't realize the severity of the injuries. I came back to school the next day, my foot was swollen. I did not know I'm walking around with a broken bone. So I'm in class, I took my sock off, and the teacher saw me, like, oh no, we gotta call ambulance, we gotta call medic. And Belcher comes, but he hears about the story. He's like, oh, so your foot. Like, the only thing the guy could say is like, the guy, he ran and he hit his foot. So that was that, man. But again, that was just something where sitting down with Belcher at the time, he was like, man, if you continue down this path, you're not going to go nowhere. And he mentored me from that moment on, man. That happened when I was in the 8th grade, and I never turned back ever since.
So you did mention with the juveniles with unstable house, like,
right.
So what could parents do better when it comes to the juveniles not going back and forth in the juvenile system?
Being involved like our parents were, you know. My household, there was no locked doors. Like, you could not be in the house and close your room door and lock it.
Yeah.
Parents are not involved. Parents are going to work, coming back, and I get it. They have a responsibility to keep up with the house responsibilities. But these kids literally can go home, shut their door, be on game all day long. And
be on social media all day.
Parents don't know what their involvements are. Hence why we have a lot of school shooting. You know, I feel like a lot of those school shootings could have been prevented if parents were knowing what their kids are doing, planning, scheming, so on and so forth. But kids put locks on their electronics. My mom would have had the code if we were able to have cell phones. Like, there's no way. I'm a parent.
Right.
I know my kids' passwords to their social medias, their phones, so on and so forth. So I think it's important for parents to be involved. That's the first step. Secondly, get them involved. Parents should get their kids involved in extracurricular activities.
Like sports, music,
anything, whatever that may be. The city offers a lot of summer camps. Sometimes parents put their kids in summer camp as like babysitting. But you have to, again, find out what they're into and not just put them in the summer camp just to pass time. Because, you know, I have stories where, like, our summers were filled with joy. We used to go right here. You know, North Miami had the community pool.
Right.
At the time, we spent a lot of time at the
they're rebuilding that, I believe.
Yeah, across the street.
Across the street, yes.
So those were things in our community that was so instrumental.
Right.
And a lot of these neighborhoods are being stripped of those resources. And it doesn't give kids that feel of summertime is coming, or like after school we would go to Cagney Park, and my mom always knew where to find me. If it wasn't Cagney Park, it was 125th Top Lot Park.
Right.
So again, with not having those resources in the community where kids can go, they're in liberty to just do what they want to do. Yeah.
Talk to us about Serious Youth Mentoring Program.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Man, so Serious Youth Mentoring came about me just, again, wanting to mentor young black men, right?
Nice.
So it was a program that I created to mentor kids between the ages of 8 and 18.
Okay.
A lot of the things we did, I reached out to a lot of my colleagues, chefs, mechanics, city workers, whatever, you name it. I was called athletes who were in the league, to come out and speak to them. But we spent a lot of time at the at Pepper Park and the Joe Celestine.
Is that back open now?
The center?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
I'm
it's been
not
closed
sure.
for a minute.
I believe it's open.
Okay.
So we spent a lot of time there having these conversation classes. And one thing I learned is that when you talk about having therapy, that's taboo in our community. And it sounds cliche. I'm sure you hear people say it all the time, but I kid you not, our young men need to be having conversation amongst each other,
right,
with us,
right,
so they know how to navigate through life. I think we're best equipped to teach them how it is to be a young teen, a teenager, an adult. To go through that trial period can be intimidating for a lot of kids. You know, we walked into North Miami Senior High School, one of the classes yesterday, and it was a class of freshmen, and we asked them what are some of the most intimidating things of being in high school, and to them it was just the unknown. You know, having to come from middle school and to hear geometry, that can be intimidating. You know, you tell a 17-year-old kid, you'll have to pay credit, you'll have to pay your own bill. That can be intimidating.
Facts.
You know, for a kid who probably never had a job. So yeah, the Serious Youth Mentoring was built on that, teaching them and helping them feel comfortable within their own skin.
You mentioned 500. At the time it was 500. Now it's 5,000, right?
That just tells how old I am, right?
And also how consistent
I like to say season
and how much you grew, right?
Right.
What are some of the other organizations that you joined that help you get to where you are today?
Yeah, so I was a part of the, so in high school, to begin with, I was a part of what we call the SGA, right? So we also, my senior year, I only had one class economics. And then I would leave at like 11 o'clock.
What's SGA?
So it was student government, but it was more so geared around like an association.
Okay.
So student government, we were the voices of the students. Anything that the students had concerns about, we would, come together and help to see how we can resolve or create things or whatever the case may be. And again, even back then, it's setting me up, right, for what my family has always been doing.
I was going to refer back to that.
So it was just like, and I did it because it was just an elective. I was like, forget it. And you get the benefit to leave school early.
Of course, why not?
But one of the requirements, you had to get a job. You couldn't just leave school and go
now,
home.
is this similar to what they call OJT now?
Probably on the job training, right?
Yeah.
So we had to do that, and that was a benefit for me. SGA was one. The PAL 500 role model. I was DARE. Right. I was in the DARE program. Right. I still got my certificate. I would have bought it today. DARE program. But those were things that I was involved in.
Did you pledge in any fraternity in FSU?
Coming. No, not in FSU, but it's on the way. I can't speak on it right now, but it's on the way. You'll see.
So you pledging after?
Yeah. No, I'm pledging grad chapter right now.
Oh, nice.
But I can't say much about it.
But you can say who it is.
I'm pledging grad chapter right now.
So we're going to give you 30 seconds to address any young person that would like some advice, and also the alumni who graduate from the school.
Right.
And what would you say?
So for me, the biggest advice I would say is to always believe in yourself. That's one thing. It sounds cliche, but at the end of the day, the work has to start with you. Never be afraid to be your own version of yourself. A lot of time the youth are leading the youth. So for me, it's all about just knowing, being comfortable in your own skin. And naturally, for those young men, you're going to have moments where you don't have all the answers. But find guys that are in your community who are doing positive things. I've always been a trendsetter, and I am someone who is diligent on observing others. So if you look close enough, you'll find the ones that are doing the right things that you should model your life around.
What about the alumni?
So to all my pioneers, all my alumni,
Swamp Dog,
the green, the gray, the white.
Swamp Dog.
Listen, man, just because you graduate from North Miami, just because you graduate from there does not mean your pioneer years are over. You hear what I'm saying? It just begins. So let's continue to build this alliance of family, fellowship, support, to support not just fellow alumni, but also the community as well. The city of North Miami is constantly thriving. I'm seeing it myself firsthand. But what I want to employ you guys is to just continue to reach out to other alumni and support them. For those of you who want to be a part of the Alumni Association, feel free to hit us up on Instagram, NMSH Alumni. Or contact me directly, Will Serious, on Instagram. That's WILLSERIUS. We got the alumni, the third annual alumni picnic going down next year, April 4th, 2026. Listen, tickets are on sale now on Eventbrite. We got some major surprises, y'all. If you thought 2025 alumni picnic was amazing, you have no idea what's about to happen. Shout out to all those affiliates, DJ Sam Sneak, Billy Blue, Jimmy Dade. It's just gonna be a time. And I gotta be honest with you, in the 3 years that we've been doing that, it just seems like there's been a unity within the city of North Miami.
Facts.
And that's the goal. So let's continue to be trendsetters and set the tone, because that's what pioneers are, man. We set the tone and everybody else follows.
Next year, I believe is going to be very special, because next year the city of North Miami is celebrating their 100 year centennial next year.
Yep.
So to actually have the Pioneer Picnic on the back of that, or that same year,
right,
is going to be very impactful.
No, it is. Man, I wish I could tell y'all some stuff, man. We playing homage to a North Miami great as well. We haven't fully locked it in yet,
yes,
but off camera, I'll talk it over with you. I'll give you the first scoop on it, but you don't want to miss next year's picnic. Trust me.
Well, I have a very, maybe I'll say sensitive question for you.
Talk to me.
And it could be very controversial.
Talk to me.
How is it being an African-American male with dreads, someone who has the same look and persona, right? And they might fear how society looks at them, or don't want to get in certain rooms and feel as if people judge them based on how they look.
Right.
How is it from your perspective?
For me, the first thing is you have to embrace it. You cannot be ignorant to the fact. That's a real thing. Judgmental is a real thing, especially for a black man with dreads who seemingly looks like the norm, right?
Right.
Let's take it back. When I decided to grow my dreads, my mom, who is a Haitian American.
Of course, they don't like dreads.
Listen, vagabond. No, we're not doing that, you know. But me and my mom came, we sat down and we talked about it. And that was one of her biggest fears. Look, you're not going to be able to get a job that is going to like really pay you and value you.
Right.
Because the stigma. But for me, I wanted to challenge her. That's one thing about me. You cannot put a task in front of me and expect me to just lay down.
Right.
I'm gonna challenge it.
Nice.
But I'm not gonna be ignorant to the fact. There's a way of doing it. So one thing that I promised my mom is that, look, if you allow me to do this, I'm gonna do it the right way. Meaning I'm gonna style it. It's gonna look appropriate at all times. It won't be the wicks, the ones
Right.
that's just always, all over the place. I think there's a way of doing things. However you want to do something, style is by far the most important thing, right? It's your DNA makeup. It's your
Facts.
DNA makeup, right? It exudes confidence, and for me, growing it gave me a sense of confidence too. You know what I'm saying? Because on the contrary to what you may believe, this guy that's sitting here today was not the guy who I was in high school. A public speaker is someone I was not. Around my friends, absolutely. But the experience in college, being around other kids in that academic environment, it gave me confidence. And this year made 19 years since I've been growing my hair.
Oh, nice.
It's been 19 years. April of 2006 is when I started.
Nice.
So it's been a part of me, but I never let it be a hindrance to me.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is always a pleasure to have you here as a guest on Jules Legacy Productions. We are inviting all alumni, of course, to stop by for a conversation. We want to take this moment to thank all of our sponsors, continuous sponsors, AZ Formal Wears, Gourmet Gathering, Chick-fil-A in Miami Shores, Comprehensive Health Center, and Stardust Studio. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time.